What up, everybody? NeroTheHero here, and I just wanted to do a quick ramble. To be honest with you guys, I ended up staying home today because I was not feeling like my normal awesome self, feeling a little under the weather. So I was sleeping earlier, and I can't really sleep anymore. And I just finished a load of laundry, so before I put any more laundry in the washer, and it starts making a bunch of noise, I want to just record something real quick. So here we are. What I wanted to ramble about was Paladins, actually, because I got back into Paladins because I saw that there was a new patch. I think I might have missed a couple. I'm not too sure. I wasn't playing Paladins for a while. I'm not really sure why. I don't know. I never really thought to just click into the game and play it. So anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. New champion, Sha Lin. He is an archer type. His character design and everything looks really cool, to be honest with you. It kind of reminds me of like Aladdin or Prince of Persia or even like Dynasty Warriors or something like that. You guys remember Dynasty Warriors? I know you remember Dynasty Warriors. There's probably still making that game. What are they on, like 13 now? No. Anyways, so yeah, I really like his character design. He has a lot of red in his default skin. So like, I was looking at the other colors for the cosmetics and stuff like that. But you know, I was gonna buy a few of them, but I just decided to stick with the red because he just looks so cool. So yeah, he is Sha Lin. He is an archer. He is also known as the Desert Wind. I believe that is what it is. Pretty cool. He looks epic. He's got a really cool looking bow. Oh, another thing I wanted to point out about this guy is that the little crystal thingies in his bow and in his little gauntlets or whatever, like I noticed they're a different color from some of the crystals in the other champions' equipment. So like, I don't know, like, I know there's not like a lot of lore out there about the game, but it just kind of makes me wonder, like, are there different crystals, or they have different powers or something? Like, I noticed, like, obviously fire type crystals are like have like an orangey reddish type of glow, you know. And I don't know. Anyways, that was just a little thing that popped into my head. I thought I'd share with you guys, theory crafting and all that kind of stuff. He's an archer type character, however he plays very differently from Cassie, as in where when you play as Cassie, you just click to fire, basically. With Sha Lin, you hold down the left mouse button, and he'll actually draw his bow. It takes about 1.5 seconds for a full charge. So in a sense, just right off the bat right there, it's kind of like they combined Kinessa's style gameplay with Cassie style, because you know Kinessa has to charge her shot. Obviously with Sha Lin, you have to manually charge your shot. However, it's a pretty cool concept. I thought it was a little weird that if you just like click, it seemed like gravity just really seems to like affect your arrows a lot more. So like they have like almost no arc to them. But I was fooling around in the training shooting range and whatnot, and I actually realized that okay, so when you just rapidly click, kind of rapid fire, he'll shoot arrows pretty quickly, right? But they'll have a very, very, very shallow arc to them. However, you can offset that by aiming up. See what I'm saying? Because the physics, you know, it's physics. You know, just aim higher, then you can kind of artificially increase the arc of your arrows. I don't know what kind of scenario you would want to use that in. Maybe if you use his ultimate, and then you can just kind of like rapid fire. You can hit your enemy, but also confuse them with all the sand type clones that you create. Anyways, let me talk about his moves a little bit real quick. So like I mentioned, left mouse button is his longbow, you can draw, and then his secondary fire, his right mouse button, is an impaler arrow. So what that does is it makes your arrow start kind of glowing and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's like sand like swirling around it and whatnot. So what this does is it adds a knockback to your arrow, and if they're near a wall or something like that, they'll be stunned for 1 second, I believe it is, if they hit like a wall or some type of obstacle or piece of architecture or something like that, which is pretty neat. It's a cool I found myself using that on Fernando a lot. Whenever I saw him like near something, I was like, oh no, you just stay right there for a second. Hold on, just take a nap. So that I found that was pretty useful, and I'm very curious to experiment with that a bit more. It would be kind of nice if it did maybe a little extra damage too, but I don't know, maybe that's asking a little too much. Anyways, moving right along, his Q is called Planted. So what he does is he'll stop moving, and then what he'll do is he'll automatically shoot. He'll fire 6 arrows. He'll automatically just fire 6 arrows in rapid succession. His draw time is increased by 200%, so that's obviously, he'll shoot them faster. This move is pretty good with tanks because it just does like a massive amount of damage over the course of like 3 seconds, I think it is, something like that. So that's like what, 2 arrows a second? I don't know. Anyways, so this is a really cool move, and one thing I noticed about this, one thing before I continue, you guys, if you want to practice with a new champion or something like that, definitely go to the shooting range. It's a lot different than they improved it a lot massively from a few patches ago. It's an actual location. It's not just a bunch of like placeholder like blocks and stuff like that. It's actually really cool, and you can go around and do your thing and just admire the scenery at the same time. So yeah, definitely check out the training area, or the shooting range rather, is what it's called. Anyways, moving right along, one thing I had noticed actually is that if you're jumping from above your enemy, you can activate Planted, and you're still, it's kind of a way to still be mobile while activating this ability. So that's pretty neat, but it does require a lot of planning as far as, because you have to realize, okay, when I land, I'm gonna be stationary, so I don't want to jump in front of or jump in the middle of the enemy or anything like that. So yeah, that's one thing I noticed with Sha Lin, is just positioning is very crucial, and you almost have to think like 1 or even 2 steps ahead of yourself, and you just have to be it just takes a lot more strategy, which is one thing I really appreciate about his kind of play style. I really like it. Anyways, moving right along, just to kind of summarize the point I was trying to make is Planted. So he'll be stationary for 3 seconds. That's the duration of the move, I believe. So if you activate it in midair, you can theoretically shave a second off, but you're still technically, you're doing stuff, but you're not like limited by the lack of mobility, as it were. So anyways, give it a shot, try it, go jump into the shooting range, jump around, try to activate the ability. Let me know if you think it's viable, because I haven't actually used it in a match yet. I was just kind of fooling around in the shooting range. I have played a match or 2 with him, casual payload. By the way, I love payload mode now. I think I prefer it over siege mode, because generally a lot of people don't really play the objective, and if you just jump into a casual game, actually I take that back. People do play the objective. It's just there's a large number of people who don't like to play the objective. So for that reason, payload mode is a little more straightforward. And another thing about when I did siege mode, I felt like I was always having to choose a tank because no one else would. So I was always maining Fernando, obviously. I mean, if you look right now, I think I'm at a level 9 with him, and everybody else is like almost like a 1 or a 2, with the exception. No, everyone else is like a 1 or a 2. Anyways, so payload mode it's a lot more. It's better it allows me to branch out more as far as like the champions. So it gave me the opportunity to play as Sha Lin, and I freaking love playing as this guy. This guy's awesome. Moving on with his abilities, Withdrawal. So this one's interesting. So he jumps back and he goes stealth. He goes stealth for about 2 seconds. Yeah, 2 seconds, and then he leaves a mirage of himself in the original location for 3.5 seconds. Yeah, 3.5 seconds. So this is a pretty neat escape ability. I honestly, how do I feel about this ability? I like it. It's a cool ability. I feel like it's a little bit limited by the fact that he can only leap backwards. It would be kind of nice if he can leap in different directions. It would just kind of add to that ability to just kind of throw your enemy off. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. Let me know what you guys think. I thought it was a cool move, but then yeah, then he goes stealth for 2 seconds. It'd be kind of nice if he went stealth for the duration of however long the Mirage is. Like, if 3.5 seconds, is that too much? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that they have tested and measured and crunched all the numbers and stuff, but who knows. Finally, we have his ultimate, which is Heat Haze. So what happens when you hit the E key, he will go stealth for 8 seconds. While he is stealth, you obviously cannot see him. He has 30% increased movement speed, and he draws his bow 50% faster. And on top of that, what he'll do is he'll leave a mirage behind every time he fires his bow. So it's kind of like in, you know how like in Call of Duty when you fire your gun, you pop up on the map. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like a ping for the last location you were at. So anyways, yeah, so this is a pretty cool move. It's really interesting. So I think his whole deal is like confusion and just being able to get into a location, being able to kind of support the team from a very long distance, because that's another thing. His range is like, from a full charge, I'm pretty sure his range is like unlimited. I can hit almost anything from the opposite side of the training area anyways. I don't know. I think his range is unlimited for the full shot, which I think is kind of neat. I don't know. Some people might not like that. Some people might. I think it's kind of neat. First of all, just because it takes so long to charge a shot anyways, why not be able to guarantee, you know, a certain amount of damage and have it be unlimited? Why not? It's not like it's like a, what is it called? It's not like it's a heat scan type of thing where it's just like you click on it and then, you know, it takes damage. You know, there's a projectile traveling time to account for. So let's see, that's another thing. You just have to kind of always be like a half step or 1 to 2 steps ahead of not only yourself, but, you know, your enemies as well. You need to be able to lead targets and whatnot. So I really like that about this character. As far as the ultimate, like I think I mentioned this earlier, but if you just do like the really quick clicks with the mouse, you can, in addition to that, you also aim up a little bit. You can kind of sort of pepper the enemy with like arrows. Also, like, you just kind of surround them with all these like crazy shadow clones, kind of like, I don't know, like Naruto or something like that. It was pretty cool. I like his whole mirage thing that he has going, and they're really just decoys is what it is. So all in all, he's a pretty cool character. I like him a lot. I'm used to playing tanks, so at first he felt like super squishy to me, but he has the same amount of health as Kanessa does. I think they both have about 2,000 health. I mean, don't get me wrong, they are fairly squishy because they're snipers. They're able to put out a lot of damage and whatnot, but I eventually got used to that. I obviously can't take as many hits as Fernando can, but, you know, I learned to adjust and, you know, hang back and not necessarily be up on the front lines with the rest of the team, especially in payload mode. I can hang back a little bit as long as like I have, you know, some of my or majority of the team pushing the actual payload so that it's moving. I can hang back and support them with, you know, various, you know, with my archer shots and whatnot. And that's another nice thing about his full charge shot, is it always does 1,000 damage. I think it's 1,000. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that. And he doesn't get a bonus for headshots, but it is nice to have that guaranteed amount of damage. Like, if I hit this person, I know I'm going to do 1,000 damage. I like having that certainty. Anyways, if there was anything I could change or I would change about him, I would maybe make his default movement speed just a little bit quicker than the rest of the other characters, because, I mean, he's all about getting in the position and everything like that. I know you have like the mounts and everything when the round first starts or when you respawn, but I think it would be nice if he moved a little bit faster. If he just had maybe 10% more movement speed than the rest of the champions or whatnot. You know, his movement speed can be increased with cards, and as well as an item, nimble, actually. Yeah, you can increase it that way. However, I don't know. Let me know what you think. I think, yeah, I really don't know. I think it would be cool. It would be a nice way to kind of differentiate him, make him stand out a little bit more. I don't know. It could work. It could also not. Another idea I was also thinking about was for his ultimate. It would be kind of neat to have him do kind of like an arrow rain, or make it rain a bunch of arrows. He just like grabs like a handful of arrows, just shoots a bunch into the air, and then it just kind of like he literally just makes it rain arrows on the enemy. I think it'd be cool that'd be a nice ability to have for if you wanted to like clear an objective point or something like that. But again, these are just kind of interesting things that I was thinking about. Oh, another thing I would change if I had the ability to. I would make his F ability, I would be able to make him go in any direction, almost kind of like a dash or a roll, almost kind of like it would be like a counter to Cassie's roll almost. I mean, his, obviously it has a longer cooldown, which I understand. It would be a little OP if he was able to just do that over and over again, but you know, at the same time, it'd be kind of neat. Just kind of like troll your enemy with a bunch of decoys and whatnot. Oh, that would be kind of neat. Huh. Interesting. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you play Paladins at all, have you tried Sha Lin yet? I'm a founder. I bought the founders pack pretty much maybe like a few days after I got accepted to the beta, because at that point I was like, oh man, I'm going to be playing a lot more of this game. So I bought the founders pack. So I'm just gonna, whenever there's a new character, that's the nice thing about the founders pack, is whenever there's a new champion that gets released, you automatically get them unlocked. So that's kind of a nice little perk. I mean, you can unlock the champions just by playing the game. It takes a little longer, but you know, you can still unlock them all just from playing the game. I don't really have a point behind that. I just wanted to mention it. But anyways, those are just some of my thoughts on the new champion Sha Lin. I'm going to be playing a lot more of this character, you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoyed my little ramble about him, and hopefully you enjoyed the gaming footage in the background. Also, be sure to check out my no comment music edition. It's actually some footage of me playing as Sha Lin. So it was actually one of the first rounds I played as Sha Lin. I actually got play of the game on this match that I played, interestingly enough, because that actually has never happened to me before. So I don't know, maybe I was just having a good day, who knows. Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for checking out my video. And on top of that, I just wanted to give a shout out to everyone at High Res. I follow a good amount of them on High Res, and I'm always tweeting stuff about Paladins, or liking my stuff, retweeting, engaging with me and whatnot. So I just, you know, big ups to you guys for, you know, engaging with your audience and your followers and stuff. If you guys wanted to check out some more stuff on Paladins, check out their official channel, and also check out Rain Day Gaming. In fact, one of the loadouts I had started with was one that he had recommended on his video. I'll link it down below, because why not? He definitely knows more about the game than I do, that's for sure. I'm pretty casual, so nothing wrong with that though. Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other, and do something heroic today. This is NeroTheHero signing out. Peace.